Morning. There's a famous poem by Alexander Pope called An Essay of Man. Not really big on poetry. Uh, I've read a little bit. I've read this poem. It's kind of long, but it's actually pretty fucking cool. But there's a line from that poem that is often quoted, and that line is "Hope springs eternal." And I did some looking and research and discovered that the meaning of that line is basically hoping for an outcome no matter how unlikely the possibility of it happening is. That's what it's like in active addiction, when you're drinking and drugging, and you start to realize that you have a problem, that you cannot stop, that you need to change, that this life is going to kill you. Um, but it's when you're right there, not quite at that stage where you're gonna make a change. You're hoping that somebody is going to step in and fix this for you, or some situation's going to happen that's going to force you to change what you're doing. So hope springs eternal. We're constantly hoping, hey, somebody's going to fix this for me. Well, I got bad news for you. Nobody's going to fix it for you but you. But if you have that hope, if you're at that point, you're at that jumping off place where you're really hoping, you're just one small step from moving from, a feeling or an emotion or a desire to an actual action. And that's what this program is. That's what recovery is the action. You know, you are right there, man. You're fucking on the edge. All you got to do from that point is admit to yourself, hey, my life is unmanageable. I cannot control this alcohol. I cannot control these drugs. They are controlling my life. I need something else. So then you go from hope to action, and you make that, declaration to yourself, or that admission. It's not a declaration. You make that admission to yourself that I am powerless over alcohol. My life is unmanageable. That's the first step. So now you've gone from hope springs eternal to now you can change your life. Things are going to happen. The promises that are in the big book do come true. They will materialize if we work for them. So, I mean, I'm sure most of us, if you're in recovery and have been around for a little bit, I'm sure most of us know people from our active addiction and our active days that are right there at that hope point. They hope that something's going to happen, and maybe, you getting your life together, getting clean and sober, you know, maybe your actions are going to be what spurs somebody else on to take that action step. And maybe what you do, the example that you live, is going to push that person beyond that point of hope into action. You know, you are uniquely qualified to help other people in this situation, but getting back to the hope, there's a lot of things that where the hope springs eternal, is a normal part of daily life. I hope I become a billionaire. I hope I become a rock star. Whatever it is that, unrealistic hopes that you have, that we all have in daily life. you know, I hope one day to own a Maserati, which actually not me. I'm not into speed, but as an example, we all want the finer things, the better things, and hope is a good thing in those situations, because a lot of times, hope will motivate you to try harder, to work harder, to learn more, to whatever it is you need to improve your lot in life, you know. But in all honesty, hope held on to, if we just hold on to hope, it can eventually kill you, because this disease will kill people. Unfortunately, there are those that must die so that there's those of us that can live. We learn from those things. We hear constantly about people overdosing, dying from cirrhosis or other alcohol fueled illnesses, because alcohol really is a toxin. It attacks so many things. The main thing that it does that we love about it is it releases dopamine, you know, into our system, and that it affects your brain, and it releases dopamine, and that makes us feel better. And for those of us that are, addicts, the majority of us are wanting that release of dopamine. We're wanting that feeling of outside of ourselves because we don't want to deal with reality, but it also attacks, the liver, the heart, you know, uh, your bones. Alcohol is a toxin. Drugs are a toxin, and taking in large quantities, but we all want that feeling, you know, but there's other things in life that release those things. Laughter releases dopamine into your brain. That's why I laugh so much, because it is my coping mechanism, is humor, you know, but interaction with another person, spending time with somebody and enjoying that time together, those are releasing dopamine into your brain. And I'm not a doctor. We all fucking know that, you know. But there are other things that you can find in life that release those same things, and create those same emotions inside without masking who we are, and without causing us to hide from who we truly are, or what it is that we truly don't want to think about. So hope is a great thing, but it can also be, a detriment to you. So if you're struggling, if you found these videos by accident, if somebody told you to check them out, if you found Sober Speak podcast by accident like I did, um, and John M does an amazing job. That podcast, I recommend it to anybody. Soberspeak.com, and you can find all of his podcasts there. Um, I forgot where I was going with that. See, still fucked up. Um, but anyway, there are things out there. There are resources out there if you're new and you're just now realizing that hope is not going to carry you through. It's not going to save your life, and you're ready to take that step. You know, find a program, find a person, you know, and start working those steps. Step one, admitted we were powerless and that our lives had become unmanageable. Step two, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Step three, became willing to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understand Him. So you go from hopeful to willing. And once you become willing, man, that door flies open, and you would be surprised how fast some of these things come to you if you work an honest program and you get busy in it. So my hope is that all addicts, find help, and get treatment and get this thing and can get clean and sober. That's my hope. But unfortunately, hope springs eternal. Hope you all have a great day. Love you all.